never realized them the faces of slave owners. Niggas a snake on you, he got shot in the face over slave owners. White people smile in my face, they the children of slave owners. They all fake, I hate them all, stole our history straight from us. Buying designer clothes from families traced back to slave owners. The Jewish man a bitch, they bought the land so we can't own it. They ain't get bought to slavery on no ships, like we ain't noticed. Deuteronomy 28, explain us leaving Cape Coast. Straight boats, they stole our name and our history straight from us. King James was black and Christ was too. Man, they straight bogus, but playing with the children's roulette while it's loaded. I pray your day is closer, like bang, blow your brains open. The goal is keep us slaves with the paper, putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while they children stay going. Make it war with each other so division stay focused. Control the media to make them hate us. If we teach them hate theyself, they'll never make it. Yeah, discriminate them at the job and lock them up for selling drugs. If we keep on teaching hate, they will never learn to love.
They put demons all in our face, rose up idols all in our state, destroyed our mind with all of they Tylenol and they piling on what they hate. Now we dying so they race to teach us lies with all that they say. That goes from schools to the media, designed to change the way you think and the way you pray, the words you speak and the money you pay for the things you get and the people don't know. So we marry their kids and we change our codes and the things don't grow when the kids get rich. Lose that money and the wife and kids and they start back over. This is a trap for show. Then they sell you music by the trap life. Seem like living in a trap life though. We don't get paid from the money they grow. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. We get pennies on the dollar, my bro. Sometimes I really wanna holler at my bro. Tell them that we've been played on the low. We still slaves and they still own. We still slaves and they still own us.
The goal is keep us slaves with the paper. Us. Putting drugs in the streets to keep us chasing. Yeah, keep the men out the house while they children stay going. Make it war with each other so division stay focused. Control the media to make them hate us. If we teach them hate theyself, they'll never make it. Yeah, discriminate them at the job and lock them up for selling drugs. If we keep on teaching hate, they will never learn to love.
I might speak that slang, but got that word. Yo, I can still pull up where I served in. They watching my moves, they observing. Steam my brother, it's whatever for you. I'ma serve. What you need? I might speak that slang, but got that word. Yo, I can still pull up where I served in. They watching my moves, they observing. Steam my brother, it's whatever for you. I'ma serve. I'm standing right here, you can crucify me. I'll forever be a voice for the voiceless. Hang with the Lord, you can get on. Ask my haters who they put on. Do this for the love we don't put on. And we lay down the blueprint, and we following the red plan. Put a blue letter, re-reference. No blood or crips, y'all brothers repent. You know the vibes when we bump shows. No, we going up, but don't speak on. Know what I'm on in real time. And we too lit for life. The box they living lies. Don't need your criticize. Never met him one time, but my name in his mind. One more time, gotta remind. To stop the COVID, they wild. I might speak that slang, but got that word. Yo, I can still pull up where I served in. They watching my moves, they observe. Steam my brother, it's whatever for you. I'ma serve. I might speak that slang, but got that word. Yo, I can still pull up where I served in. They watching my moves, they observe. Steam my brother, it's whatever for you. I'ma serve. Yo.
AnointedHOS.
Hey, look, I'ma be all the way honest. If you would've told me that we was a chosen people years ago, I wouldn't have believed
AnointedHOS.
It's showing us. Amen. When you come to serve the Lord, when you get this spiritual gift, prepare your souls. Prepare your souls. because it's gonna be ups and downs. It's coming.
Keep it pushing cause it's down to the wire. One of the best get tried by fire. If I fall, I can yell with a rake. Endure like I lead with the shakes. Push, you gotta endure. Pray, you gotta endure. Repent, you gotta endure. Faith, you gotta endure. As if it's a man in the mirror. Things can't get no clearer. Things in this world so paradox. Shit, we could never be an equinox. Lost my faith, fell in the water. Almost went back straight to the slaughter. Heaven and hell ain't really bother me. When I opened that book, I saw my decree. Learned from the best, so I saw Joe. Dropped to my knees, now I'm prayer mode. Taking all these hits, home runner, being dragged through the mud. Forerunner. Things went wrong, I rebuke God. All of my feelings so bro, we had odds. Snatched it all away like Debo, chased it all down like a repo. Woe to the ones who are faint-hearted. Woe to the ones who fell and departed. Woe to the ones that lost patience. Woe to the ones of complacence. I stand on my 10 with a smile. Yahweh gave me an inch, so I took a mile. Cleave unto him and depart not. Let the ruler take you like a slingshot. Keep it pushing cause it's down to the wire. One of the best get tried by fire. If I fall, I can yell with a rake. Endure like I lead with the shakes. Push, you gotta endure. Pray, you gotta endure. Repent, you gotta endure. Faith, you gotta endure.
Brothers be sleeping on Sirach too. It's talking about endurance. It's talking about serving the Lord. When we come into this walk, it's a gift. When we come into this walk, we gotta set our hearts aright. We gotta think about the highs and the lows. That's coming with endurance.
My water straight from the throne. We built the altar with the unhewn stones. Roam through the city, all we see is these bones. So my face like flint till I wake a couple souls. A prophet hated by his own, so the father sent his son to bring the tribes of Jacob home. Jumping through these traps, cause they trying to see us gone. But we walking through the fire just like dangling his bros. From every sheep to her zone, we stay inside the book because the book is all we own. Heritage and you better hold it on. We like David fighting giants with no armor and a stone. We face east as a car home. We face east just to call home. We can't sleep till we all home. We won't rest till they all gone. So I guess that we be calling out they all bones. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make us Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the Zod, King. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashat, Nagim. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make us Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the Zod, King. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashat, Nagim. From Bereshit to the books in Greek, the dragon took the sheep, then the book complete. The father looked for peace, but we shook the beast. Now we up until our power put the hook in cheek. Shema, Yasha Allah, Abanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. He the tower till he give us the power of God. Though in the tower you will never devour a tribe. The Lord despised all you devils, your hours arrive. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. We trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashat, Nagim. Bless the seed that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. Trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashat, Nagim.
All right, yo, shalom, shalom, shalom. Yabashim Yashai Barakatham to the 12 and to all the saints out there. Hey, maintaining, enduring. We give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High. in the name of his only begotten Son, the Messiah, Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Hey, I'm your brother Yahweh.
It's Soda Shemaya, Shalom, Yasharallah.
Khan, Shalom, and we are the Anointed House of Saints. Hey, it is Wild Out Wednesday. You know, the world like to call it Hump Day. You know, we're partway through the week. I hope everybody's been enduring and been maintaining with all the foolishness and folly that's going on. So you know, as always, I know it's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so I'm not gonna hold y'all. We go jump right into this, but of course, hey, it's so-called Black History Month, so we do gotta get into a little bit of this. That hoodie look good. Oh yeah, it do, don't it, man? But yo, so we gonna get into a little bit of this Black History. Before we do that, let's give some shout outs to everybody who made it a point, took some time out of their evening, could be doing anything, but hey, you here with us on Wild Out Wednesday. So Shemaya, let's give some of the people a shout out. Baba Cashapp.
Okay, Khan. Hey, you got to pull it up. I can't see the chat.
Okay, Khan, there we go.
Shalom, Sister Joan Gilchrist. Shalom, Kazakia. Shalom, John Allen. Shalom, Yaikwa. Shalom, Ayasha. Shalom, Sojanat. Shalom, Nadiyab. Shalom, Benyamyan. Kadar Aharon, Shalom. What did that say? Abijah the humble, Shalom. Kadash, Shalom. Boaz, Shalom. See, I smiled. Captain Jonathan, Shalom. Can't see that. Cause Shalom, Kazaya.
2 times. Hey,
Yeah.
Welcome, Ak. I ain't get to say it in the chat. Hey, but welcome. Glad to have you, King.
Welcome. DTA Twan, Shalom. Aharon, Captain Aharon, Shalom, Madawan. GW, Shalom. Captain Shaquat, Shalom. Malak Yawasab, Shalom, Dios. Captain Judah, Shalom, Madawan. Zanaya, Shalom.
All right, Khan. And a big shalom to everybody who is still on with us, who may join us late. Hey, we give a big shalom to you all. So again, it's so-called Black History Month. You know what I've been liking to do. Hey, Nathaniel, shalom, King. Yeah, I think that's Nathaniel. But anyway, Shalom King. Salakia if I messed up your name. But so for so-called Black History Month, you know, I like to highlight the atrocities that this country has done to our people since we have been over here in the land. You know, I like to highlight that. They like to tell us, you know, oh, these things happened a long time ago. Get over it. It's done. It's over. Because y'all don't say that to the small hats when they get the capping about the Holocaust. You know what I mean? Y'all don't have that same energy with them. But now y'all come at us and y'all just want us to forget everything that happened to us. And the reason why is because y'all actually fear the retribution, the recompense that y'all actually deserve. Y'all know y'all deserve it. And so because y'all know y'all deserve it, y'all want us to get past it and kumbaya and oh, it's okay, it's all good. We not on that. We not on that. So I'm gonna share this on this day in history. And actually, I wanted to share what happened yesterday too, because yesterday was a significant day for our people as well. So let me jump to that first real quick before we go into this. I don't know if it's gonna let me though. Probably not. That's all right. We'll just rock with this. Shemaiah King, if you could go ahead and let the people know.
White mob attacks black postman family in South Carolina lynching. Frazier Baker, a 40-year-old black man from Lake City, South Carolina, and his infant daughter Julia were murdered by a lynch mob on February 22nd, 1898.
It
Mr.
said,
Baker,
hold on, real quick. It said, and his infant daughter, right? So
damn shame.
a lot of the hate that or the anger, the rage that's in our people, and is displaced because that hate and that rage is displaced and is put on against our own people. We hate each other. We fight against each other. We knock each other down. We need to take that hate, that anger, and put it in the right direction. Now, I ain't saying go harm nobody. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. So don't y'all, I don't want nobody taking snippets. No, lie. But what I'm saying is we need to stop having hate towards our own people, right? And hate the people that actually are our enemies. They've been our enemies. They've proven this over again and again and again, right? I just had to throw that in there. Go ahead, King.
Mr. Baker was the first African American to be elected as a U.S. postmaster for Lake City. Despite vehement opposition to his appointment from the white community, Mr. Baker held the position for 6 months. During that time, he was shot at twice and received many death threats.
Hey, these
Damn
white
shame.
folks did not want a so-called black man to have any appearance of power, of having a they wanted us to stay in our place. Hey, you stay in the field. You don't got no business in this position. So they shot at this brother twice already, right? Was sending them death threats. Hey, but the brother, man, he stood on his square. It's like, man, I'm not finna let y'all punk me out of my position.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it led to the brother's death. That's, hey, man, these crackers, man, they are an evil people, and it's still in them. If y'all think that this still ain't who these people are, then you are lying to yourself, because they show us on a daily basis. Go ahead, King.
The Bakers lived in a small building just outside Lake City. Their home was a former schoolhouse that had recently been converted into a residential dwelling and post office. Witnesses reported that a number of white men circled the Baker's house at night, set the building on fire, and fired up to 100 bullets at the house while Mr. and Mrs. Baker and their 6 children were inside. Mr. Baker was shot to death while trying to escape the burning house. As Mrs. Baker fled the burning house carrying Julia, the baby was shot dead in her mother's arms. Mrs. Baker and her other children managed to escape with their lives, but 3 of the children were wounded by gunshots and permanently maimed.
All right, hold on right there. We're gonna jump to the end. I want you to go ahead and start reading right here at ultimately.
All right. Ultimately persuaded President McKinney to order a federal investigation that resulted in the prosecution of 11 white men implicated in the Baker lynching. Despite ample evidence, an all-white jury refused to convict any of the defendants.
Now, this right here is a picture of Mrs. Baker, the wife, and the children who lived. Now, if any of y'all ever seen that movie, what's it called? Mississippi Burning. Hey, if you seen the movie Mississippi Burning, throw a 7 in the chat for me. This man said 1 year anniversary of Ukraine invasion. Good. I'm glad they invaded Ukraine. Hope they kill a lot of white people. Throw a 7 in the chat if you saw the movie Mississippi Burning. All right, I see them 7s going up. All right, y'all remember in that movie, right, when they had the trial, you know how them white boys, you know, was or in fact they weren't even taking them to trial. They was like, oh nah, you know, we can't prosecute them. Nah, we can't. There's not enough evidence. We don't have no bodies, you know. Or even in the case with Emmett Till, you look at what happened when Emmett Till's killers went to court. You know, they're always being found not guilty because
Yeah.
who's the jurors? You know, it's the same people who live in the same neighborhood that feel the same way that ain't gonna convict none of them good old boys. You
And
know,
they
they
know they
always
can't be tried on that case again too.
that's a fact, right?
Double
Because they got
jeopardy.
that double jeopardy. You can't be tried for the same offense. If you was found not guilty, you can't be tried for that same offense. So I just wanted to bring that out again on this day in history. They killed one of our brothers, shot him dead, all because he got a job. He had a nice position. These crackers ain't like that. And so
Yeah,
they
and
killed the
then
man
they killed the baby too, man.
and
That's
killed the baby, infant baby. You think they care about that? No, they used
not
to
at
use our
all.
people for gator bait. They used our people for gator bait. So now I'm gonna we go fast forward real quick. We go come to present day. I'm gonna share this piece of information. Now, I know everybody is familiar with the Black Panthers, right? Who the Black Panthers were and what they did. So, this brother right here, Fred Hampton, right? Who knows where Fred Hampton's section was or his chapter? Who in the chat knows where Fred Hampton's chapter of the Black Panther Party was at? You know, the Black Panthers originally started out here in the Bay Area in Oakland, California. The Black Panthers started out here and then movement moved across the United States. And those crackers put the movement down. Chicago, there it is. Chicago. All right. Knock got it. Sister Ayasha got it. All right. All praise to the Most High. So yeah, Fred Hampton started his chapter in Chicago. Now, there's a movie about Fred Hampton. It's called The Black Messiah, right? That came out a while ago. But Fred Hampton was a young dude, man. I think Fred Hampton was only about 20, 22,
21, I think.
21. Con.
I think so.
Young brother, man. Young brother, electric speaker, right? They murdered this young brother in his house. Hold on. Not just was he in his house, he was in bed, sleeping. And I forget how many shots they fired at that brother. But not just was he in the bed, but his pregnant girlfriend was in there too. The lack of regard that these people have for us, I don't understand for the life of me why so many of our people want to throw on their capes for them. I just don't get it. I can never get it. Even before I came into the truth, you know, I wasn't on that. You understand? But let's get into this right here. All right. So, hey, Shamar, go ahead. Read that for me.
Okay. Fred Hampton, head of Chicago Black Panther Party, and Mark Clark of the Peoria chapter. were shot to death in a December 1969 bloody pre-dawn police raid on Hampton's apartment. Hunted by police in the deadly raid, Hampton remains a target for those opposed to his Black Party advocacy. Hampton's tombstone is bullet riddled by unknown vandals.
Right. So look, they went through and they shot up this man's tombstone. They don't even want to let the brother rest in peace. How much hate do you have to go and shoot up another man's tombstone? You know, that's just, I mean, that's so disrespectful. But you know what's crazy?
So big.
Is like, I'll see, since we talking about Chicago, so one of the late rappers, that boy King Von, so they did a mural. They got a mural of him up across from, I guess, his little project housing in Chicago. And one of the ops went over there and, you know, took a picture by the mural. You know, the level of disrespect again. Where did we learn all that from? We learned it from these crackers. All of this, we learned from them. That disrespect, we learned from them. The hate, we got it from them. Everything, hey, this is a wicked nation of people. Right? I just wanted to bring this out and show how these people don't have no love for us. They don't. So with that, hey, we gonna get into this lesson tonight. Again, is ain't gonna be long. The title of the lesson is A Perfect Hatred, right? And a lot of times we look at that and we like, oh, perfect hatred. Yeah. In fact, hey, grab that verse for me. Shemai Baba Cashapp. Psalms 139. And we're gonna start at 21, but read 22 real quick for me.
Okay. The book of Psalms, chapter 139 and verse 22. I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies.
Right? He said, I hate them with a perfect hatred. Now, a lot of times, you know, we go and we say, yeah, this is the other nations. Esau, I hate Esau with a perfect hatred. And I hate all these other nations. I got a perfect hatred because, you know, they're your enemies. But I was having a conversation with one of my partners. And, you know, I call him a partner. I call him a brother, even though I don't deal with him. You know, we really don't. In fact, we don't get together at all. Number one, the brothers stay in Washington. I'm in Cali, right? So we don't get together at all. But every now and then, you know, the brother shoot me a phone call. Hey, how you doing? Boom, boom, boom. So anyhow, the brother is a minister. And he called me up the other day and we was chopping it up. And he was just like, yeah, you know, we got into the scripts as usually our conversations do. And we started talking about, you know, what the church ain't doing. Well, I started talking about what the church ain't doing and how the church is failing our people. And went on to the point about how, you know, the church ain't keeping that Nan feast day. The church don't teach the parishioners to keep the laws, statutes, commandments. They're not teaching that. And so he was like, oh, well, you guys don't talk about faith and grace. I'm like, brother, we do talk about faith. Keeping commandments, keeping the laws is faith. That's works, you know, keeping that. But anyhow, so he started talking about how the Passover, because I asked him, I was like, man, are y'all go keep Passover? I was like, Passover is coming up. I was like, is y'all telling your people to keep Passover or y'all talking about Easter? And so he's like, well, Passover, we don't have to do that no more. So that's where, you know, I kind of went in on him. I'm like, bro, the commandments say that we're supposed to observe it forever throughout all our dwellings, right? And then he started saying about how Christ came in, you know, now it's the Lord's Supper. And he was saying, well, do you guys do communion? I said, yeah, we do communion. Every Passover, we do communion. I said, now, we don't do it every first Sunday like y'all do it. That's a man-made tradition to have communion every first Sunday. And then I went in on them. I was just like, see, this is what I'm talking about, how the church is not really teaching the Bible and not really teaching what people are supposed to be doing. And so he's like, well, the Last Supper, it changed it. So now we don't have to. I was like, no, the Last Supper was Passover. When you go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, and it says that on the night that he was betrayed, he break bread saying, I said, bruh, that Last Supper is the Passover meal. What are you talking about? Right? And this is a minister. This is how sad it is, because this is a minister that don't even know what he's talking about. So you got the blind leading the blind, and they both gonna fall into a damn ditch. Right? So that perfect hatred also got to be with those who are not keeping the laws of the Most High. Right? We're supposed to have that same perfect hatred. Hey, you're not following the laws. You're not keeping the laws. I have a hatred towards you. Right? Especially those that want to climb up into somebody's pulpit and try to lead people to the cross. You know what I'm talking about? So let's go ahead. Let's back up. Read verse 21 for me, Baba Cashapp.
The book of Psalms, chapter 39, verse 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee?
Right.
And am I not grieved?
He said, do not I hate them that hate you. Right? What does it mean to hate the Lord? How do you hate the Most High? Right? Somebody throw in the chat, give me a verse, a script saying
we gotta find out how you love them first.
There it is. Come on. There it is.
Let me get this real quick. 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Right. So to love the Most High, you have to keep his commandments. Plain upon tables. Right? And they are not grievous. So, a lot of people in Christianity want to say that they love God, but you're not keeping not nan commandment. You're not keeping not nan law. You want to say the laws is done away with. Hey, when we was just at camp here the other day, there was a fool that came up and was talking, and he was doing the Christian shuffle like most Christians do. When the scripts come out, they don't want to deal with it. They want to talk. They want to talk, and they want to talk and not back anything up. So to love the Most High, you have to be keeping his commandments. That's how you show the Most High that you love him, when you keeping his commandments. So then, with that being said, if loving him is keeping his commandments, right? What does not loving him mean? How do you not love him?
Not keep his commandments.
You're not keeping his commandments. Grab Deuteronomy 7 and 10. And I see Deuteronomy 8:19. I'll grab that while you get that one.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 10.
In fact, start at 9.
Verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.
Right. So again, to them that love him and keep his commandments, because if you love him, you are going to be keeping his commandments. Right. Plain. Read verse 10.
Verse 10, and repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. Right. He will not be slack to him that hated him.
Right.
He will repay him to his face.
To their face. He's going to repay them. Right. So if you're not keeping the laws, the Most High he's going to repay you. Y'all think, oh, because I got grace, I'm good. No, the Most High is going to repay you for not keeping his commandments. I'm going to grab the precept that she put up here, that y'all should put up here. This is Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 19. Did she want 19? Oh, no, she said 11 to 19. So it says, this is Deuteronomy 8 and 11. Beware that thou forget not Yahweh thy power, in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. I'm going to jump to verse 19. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget Yahweh thy power, and walk after other gods, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish. Right? So, hey, so what's the first commandment? Let's grab that. Get Exodus 20 for me. Exodus 20.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right? He said, thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Grab me the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 27.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
Wow. So the worshiping of idols is the beginning, it says, of all evil. Right? And in fact, so we go into, and we're going to read an account about how, in fact, Captain Eliel just did a class, Milk Mondays, where he went in talking about the dividing of the kingdom, the split of the kingdom, right? First of all, in fact, I'm not gonna say it. I want someone to tell me first. In the northern kingdom, how many good kings were there? How many good kings did the northern kingdom have? Let's see who's studying. Who's reading the book? How many good kings was there in the northern kingdom? All right. So while we wait for, and I know y'all probably Googling it. That's what's taking so long. Y'all hitting Google. I know she put the hourglasses up there. I wish I had that Jeopardy music. I'll be playing that Jeopardy music right now. Right? And they don't know. Kazakia said 3. Kazakia said 3. Is that the only answer? Is he the only one that's gonna give an attempt? Captain Aharon said they don't know. I know y'all Googling right now. I know y'all. Hey, Shalom, Adawan. Y'all about
Adawan.
Shalom. Can y'all hear me?
Khan, we hear you loud and clear.
Khan. Salakia for coming on late.
Kazakia, you tripping. Northern Kingdom ain't had no 5 good kings. I ain't gonna give y'all the answer. Hey, y'all gotta do some studying. I ain't gonna give y'all the answer. I ain't gonna, but there it is. Hey,
the first number
0. The Northern Kingdom had 0 good kings. Right?
That's right.
But, so like I was saying, Captain Eliel just did the lesson on Milk Monday, where he went into the split of the kingdom, right? So now what we're going to look at today is, in fact, Shemaiah, grab 2 Chronicles chapter 19. In the chat, who was Ahab? In the chat, who was Ahab? What happened to Ahab? Do y'all know? In fact, I asked. Okay, Jezebel husband. I was just getting ready to ask that next, but she ahead of me. She's studying.
God,
Who was that?
that's
I should be
Ayasha.
on it, man. I
Ayasha
should
be
be
on
on
that
it, man.
thing. She be on that thing. I'm like, dang, golden boy, she quicker than me on the sword.
Con. She said a weak man that let a woman lead him. Hey, that's a fact.
God.
Facts there.
And that's a woman saying
And that's a woman saying that.
that.
You hear me? All right. So grab that. Let's go ahead and start that from the top. 2 Chronicles 19 and get that from the top.
2 Chronicles chapter 19 from the top. And Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, returned to his house in peace to Jerusalem.
Read on.
And Jehu, the son of Hananiah,
All
the
right, so
seer.
Salakit. I'm gonna jump in there real quick. I'm gonna give you a little bit of the backstory. So Jehoshaphat was the king of Judah. So he was the king of the southern kingdom. This is after the split. So now he's returning home because he had did something. So you got to read chapter 18. But Jehoshaphat had went and helped out Ahab. Okay. So now he's returning. Ahab was going to war. He's returning from that. I ain't go go into that battle. You got to go and you got to read it for yourself. All right. So that's the context of what's happening right here. He just got back from that battle. Go ahead, King.
I'm gonna start from the top. 2 Chronicles chapter 19, verse 2. And Jehu, the son of Hananiah, the seer, went out to meet him and said to King Jehoshaphat, shouldest thou help thy ungodly and
Hold
love
on.
them that hate the Lord?
Stop. He said, shouldest thou help the ungodly, right? And love them that hate the Lord, right? That hate the Most High. So who was he helping? I just told you. He had went and he was helping Ahab. Ahab was going to war. He said, Jehoshaphat, hey, come fight this war with me, right? Ahab was a wicked king. Now, again, this is Northern Kingdom, right? This is our kin, our kindred, our kinmen. But they said he asked him right here. I'm gonna read it. It says, shouldest thou help the ungodly and love them that hate the Lord? Therefore is wrath upon thee from before the Lord. Right? So it was wrath came upon him for going to help the ungodly. Right? Ahab. Now this ain't talking about another nation. Right? This is our Northern Kingdom brothers. Right? These are our Northern Kingdom brothers that done went off, and he said, hey, yo, you shouldn't have been up here fighting with them. You shouldn't have put yourself into that. No one told you to do that. Right? Let's go into a little bit. Let's find out about King Ahab real quick. Grab me 1 Kings 16 and 28.
I got it.
Khan.
You said 1 Kings 6 and 28?
16 and verse 28.
Okay, Khan. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 16 and verse 28. So Omri slept with his fathers and was buried in Samaria. And Ahab his son reigned in his stead.
Right. So Ahab became the next king of the southern kingdom. Come on.
And in the 38th year of Asa, king of Judah, began Ahab the son of Omri to reign over Israel. And Ahab the son of Omri reigned over Israel in Samaria 22 years.
Come on.
And Ahab the son of Omri did evil in the sight of Yahweh,
He did
above all
evil.
that were before him.
He did more evil than all the kings that came before him. Ahab was a wicked king. Right? Jehoshaphat should not have included himself in that battle. Adawan, jump to 32 for me. Read 32 and 33.
Khan, verse 32. And he reared up an altar for Baal in the house of Baal.
So this is idol worship, right? So now they getting into idol worship. Come on.
Which he had built in Samaria. And Ahab made a grove, and Ahab did more to provoke Yahweh, the power of Israel, to anger than all the kings of Israel that were before him.
So Ahab was just wicked. He was off, right? So this is why when we go back to Second Chronicles again, I'll read it real quick. Second Chronicles 19 and 2, it says, and Jehu the son of Hanani the seer went out to meet him and said to King Jehoshaphat, shouldest thou help the ungodly and love them that hate the Lord? How did Ahab hate the Most High? Because he was into idol worship. Right? He was building altars to idols. He was a wicked, evil king. That's how he hate the Most High. Right? You hate the Most High if you are not keeping laws. You hate the Most High. So any Christian who's telling you I love God, they are a liar. In fact, somebody grab that precept for me. You know what I want?
Salaki, I got a precept for you.
Okay, Khan.
It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 12. It says, for the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life.
That's right. Khan. That was the beginning of evil. Right? Evil. Idol worship. Not keeping laws. Not keeping commandments. You do not love God. If you are in that, you do not love the Most High God. And the sad thing about it is a lot of our people, they have a zeal for God, like the scriptures say. They have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. They are being led wrong. They are being led astray. So that's why we have to come out and teach our people the truth of what the Bible says.
Salaki.
Right? Shemai, oh, go ahead. I don't want.
Hey, that was a good question you asked earlier about the kings, how many good kings it was in the northern kingdom. As you could see, the answer was 0.
That's right.
So what do you think? And I'm asking this to the chat. What do y'all think happened between the northern kingdom and the Most High if they had all bad kings leading northern kingdom into idol worship, building groves, and worshiping idol gods to Baal? What do you think happened to them? The relationship was severed at that point.
Right.
It was severed.
That's right. That is a fact. Shemai, you got that precept?
It's the book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse. I'm starting at verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And hereby we do know Salakia. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
You're a liar, man. You's a liar. Hey, the Most High detests lying lips. The Most High hates lying lips. You're a liar. Hey, that's a double whammy. Cause you worshiping idols, and you a liar, right? And the sister, she put up a precept out of line for what you was talking about.
First Kings
12 and 28.
Con, I get it.
Con.
This is the book of First Kings, chapter 12 and verse 28. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other he put in Dan. And this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. And he made an house of high places, made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not the sons of Levi. Good gracious.
Hey, so again, the northern kingdom was just off. They never had a good king to lead them. They was never led by a good king. Now, again, hey, the seer asked Jehoshaphat, he said, hey, why are you going to help out the ungodly? So to hate the Most High, again, is not keeping his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. Grab me real quick, Psalms 97 and 10.
Psalms 97 and 10.
Con.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 97 and verse 10. Ye that love Yahweh hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked.
It says, you that love Yahweh, you have to hate evil. Right? What was Ahab doing? Evil? When he was building up them altars for idols, idol worship. You know, in Christianity, when you make Yahweh equal to the Most High, you have just created an idol. Catholicism, when they're bowing down, praying to Mary, you have made her an idol. Where in the scriptures does it say to pray to Mary or the Archangel Michael or any of the other saints?
That's right, King.
You are making idols. Catholics, hey, you might as well throw that whole religion out the door. In fact, all of them. Throw all of them out the door. Throw all of them out the window.
Salaki.
Yeah, come on.
It's good that you pointing that out, because guess what? All of these erected statues of Caesarea Borgia, all of these murals on church windows of Caesarea Borgia, these crosses with Caesarea Borgia on it, those are actually idols.
And
the people that claim to be in Christianity, they're worshiping that man. They call him God.
Right. That's right.
Adawan,
check this out. So we was just at camp, and there was a Northern Kingdom brother walking by, and I hollered at him. I was like, "Hey, bro, you believe in God?" He's like, "Yeah, I got it around my neck." Lift up the chain and kissed it. Did his little. I'm just like, man, these people are so lost. You kissing a daggone necklace of Caesar Borgia talking about you keep him around your neck when I asked him if he loved God, if he believed in God. But that's how lost our people are, and so miseducated that they don't even know. You know, they got this strong delusion and they running with it.
That's right.
But read that out of one for me one more time.
It's like I turned the page. What was that scripture again?
Psalms 97 and 10.
97 and 10. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 97 and verse 10. Ye that love Yahweh hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked.
Right. Yeah, and you know what's crazy is if David was around here today, if David was alive today, he would hate all of those people who say that they're in Christianity. He would hate them.
He probably would have put them to death.
Right. He said, man, I have a perfect hatred towards them that hate thee. I have a perfect hatred. David wouldn't, like you said, he'd probably put them to death with the idol worship.
God.
All right. Let's grab Psalms 119 and 158. Christ would too. That's a fact. Christ is going to. Christ is going to put them all to death when he come back.
God.
You got that, King?
God. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and 158. I beheld the transgressors and was grieved because they kept not thy word.
How many of y'all get grieved at people not keeping the laws of the Most High? I mean, that if you really love the Most High and you really out here trying to walk by these laws, it should grieve you when you come across people that are not keeping the laws.
That's right.
It should grieve you when you come across your people, someone that's in the nation, an Israelite, and they not keeping the laws. That should grieve you. And like I said, going back to my phone call, when I was talking with a man who I used to when I was in the world, would say was my brother, would have took a bullet for him if it went down, and vice versa, the same way. I mean, in the streets, 10 toes down. It grieves me now to speak with that man. It grieves me when the brother sit up there and tell me, you guys are being legalistic. That grieves me to my core. It grieves me. It grieves me even more so to know that he climbs behind a pulpit and calls himself teaching the word of God. That really grieves me. Come on.
I got a precept. Proverbs 29 and 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just. And he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. So that was going into what you were saying. It grieves you to see an unjust man. And then to the unjust man, it grieves them to see a just man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Hey,
and that's the way society look at us. They look at us
that's a fact.
As an abomination, and we look at the world as an abomination.
That's right. That's right.
That's a fact. Because and just lamming off of what you just said, they do look at us as an abomination. Oh, you're rejecting the grace. You're rejecting the grace. You know, you talk to any Christian and tell them that they gotta keep any part of the law, They not hearing it. They don't. Nah. You putting a burden on me. How am I putting a burden on you? By telling you that you got to love your brother. That you're not supposed to make the daughters of Israel out to be whores. How am I putting a burden on you? By telling them that, hey, you're not supposed to just be out here sticking and moving. How am I putting a burden on you? Right? When you really start, and I'm going to say this, 9 times out of 10, if a person says that you can't keep the law, it's too many laws, they've never read the law. They've not taken the time to go through the Torah and understand, read. They haven't.
And also, the ones who read the law, they don't want to. If they still making that excuse, they don't want to do the law.
Right.
It's a fact.
Like it. Also, what people don't realize, this is funny. Each state, each city, each government in the United States have well over 500,000 laws on the books that they have to keep. We're talking about 613 laws out of the scriptures. Go figure. What's up with that? Like Shemaiah just said, our people just don't want to do them. Because a lot of stuff that's in the law, they love doing the wickedness of it, like eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, not wearing the fringes, going to church on Sundays. They do everything to break the law, and they enjoy it.
That's right. That's right. In fact, let's grab Psalms 26 and let's get verse 5.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 26 and verse 5. I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked.
Yo, if you're not keeping the law, man, I'm not trying to get down with you. We not the same. I don't want to do nothing you doing, and you definitely don't want to do nothing that I'm doing. What? Hey, there's nothing for us to. I mean, there's no eye to eye. There's no meeting of the minds.
That's right.
So what I'm gonna want to chill with you for? I don't want to come over to your house for dinner because it's probably gonna have something abominable in it.
That's right.
I don't want to go out kicking it with you because you probably gonna be doing something that may cause me to slip. So I'm not even gonna put myself in that situation. All right, the scripture said, I hated the congregation of evildoers.
That's right.
And again, so I know for the most part, most of us came out of the world. We came out of Christianity, or we just came out from just being in the world if we wasn't in no type of religion. So I know, it's a transition period. When you first come into the knowledge of the truth, a lot of times brothers come in, they on fire, they telling everybody, they hitting everybody upside their head with the truth. Bam. But then once that kind of wear off a little bit, then they, still around their old homies or whatnot. Those old ways can kind of creep back in a little bit. And so now I'm just going to speak for myself. I had to completely cut myself off from people. No, I don't want to do this. No, I'm not going to the club with you. I stopped smoking weed over 20 years ago. I stopped smoking weed when I went into the military. So weed wasn't an issue for me. You know, I think when I was in the military, I probably hit the blunt maybe once, but then was spooked because I thought they was getting ready to have a piss test. So I left it completely alone after that. And I ain't never hit a blunt since. But other vices, drink, being in the club, getting that, you already know. I had to separate myself from all that.
That's right.
Because my homeboys still want to get up in the club and turn up. You know, no, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. So I have to separate myself from the evildoers, from the congregation of the evildoers. Mm-hmm. That includes church, right? Because the church, what they doing? They celebrating Christmas. They celebrating Easter. They still celebrating all the other holidays that this wicked country celebrates. 4th of July.
God.
Up the green. Hey, all praises, King. All praises. Hey, Shalom, Barack. I see you. I see you, King. Shalom.
All praises.
All praises.
You know, but I had to separate myself. And I'm going to tell you this. So, like, when I was in the church, what really made me step away, because I was still kind of teeter-tottering. I knew I was in the truth, and I was starting to walk it out in the truth, but I was still going to church. And it was one Sunday, I had my fringes on, and I'm walking through the sanctuary, and I hit a pastor from the pulpit. He said something slick. I didn't really catch it, but I knew he was talking about me. And I just kind of, and kept it moving. Anyway, after church, this Negro go come over to me, pull me aside. Hey, I need you to not wear the fringes to church anymore. And I'm like, why not? And he's like, well, because you're a junior minister, and, if anybody see you with your fringes, they might equate that to hate. I'm like, huh? Run that by me again. He said, well, if you went into a white church and you saw the Confederate flag, you would feel some type of way. And so I said, brother, so you telling me you equating my fringes to me wearing fringes to the Confederate flag? He said, well, we're trying to be a multicultural church. And, with that, I had to say, man, I'm done. I'm through.
That's crazy.
And I had to step off.
He worried about the money.
He worried about the money.
That's right.
Worried about the money. Not worried about actually serving the Most High. Not worried about actually doing what the Most High tells you to do. That it said that the fringe was supposed to be worn throughout your generations to be a reminder. He's not worried about that. He worried about mammon.
That's right.
You can't serve two masters. Either you hate one and love the other, right? So, yeah, come on, Adawan.
I got a precept for you. And I want everybody in the chat to pay attention to this precept. It's in the book of Psalms, chapter 119. This is what should be on the forefront of your mind. The captain just said he was wearing fringes, and what are the fringes are supposed to do in the first place? They're supposed to remind you of the law. That's what it's supposed to do. And they made a point to point it out that he was wearing fringes. This is what David said. Psalms 119, 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. So through the laws, that's what you do. You get understanding on how to deal with the Most High and how to follow his laws, statutes, and commands. Therefore, I hate every false way. That's what I do. I hate every false way. So if somebody coming up with some nonsense, I'm already getting in my mind. I'm about to tear them down. You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset we should have when it comes to the Most High's word, these laws, statutes, and commandments. You're not doing them. You in a false way.
That's
right. Going off.
That's right.
Wait, I hear.
No, that's right. And that's a fact. And so, I mean, that's why we have to separate ourselves from and it's cold-blooded, but we've got to separate ourselves sometimes from family, from friends, right? We've got to do that. And now a lot of people be like, oh, no, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. No, how am I doing too much? Because I know that y'all wicked and that y'all evil. And that y'all doing everything that goes against the word.
That's right.
No, man, you know what? I'm just gonna remove myself away from y'all. You know, I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna. You know what? I got a big mouth. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell people if they going off. If you're doing something that you're not supposed to do, I'm gonna tell you. My family, I told them, especially when I first came into the truth. I was telling, hey, you couldn't close my mouth. Now, as I started to get a little bit more mature in the truth, my delivery changed a little bit. You know, where I made it a point not to be as offensive. But and now when I say that, not to be offensive, because when you give somebody the word and it cuts them, they're going to be offended. So I don't mean by not trying to be offensive as far as telling them the word, giving them the word. I'm talking about my manner in which I delivered it to them. My delivery. So instead of saying, "Oh, you're going to hell, the Most High is going to kill you and he's going to destroy you, you're wicked, you're evil," and to, you know what? That goes against the law. You know you're not supposed to do that. The law says this. You know that we're still supposed to keep the law, the laws of God. You know that the laws are not done away with. You know, when I spoke to my mother, and all praise to the Most High, that my mother is now coming into the truth. She's attending feast days. You know, that really was a joy to my heart to see my mother come into this thing. But when I first came into the truth, my mother told me I was in a cult. She didn't want to hear nothing I was saying. Mother, we got into it one year over the Feast of Atonement, the Day of Atonement. We got into it because I was making my daughters fast. And she snuck some food to my daughters. And now when I confronted her about it, mind you, I didn't confront her. I went all like, Mom. No, I just went to her like, Mama, you took the girl some food. You know they supposed to be fasting, right? You know we fasting today. Oh, well, you know, these are my grandbabies and I don't want to see them hungry. And I'm like, Mama, they not go die from not eating one day. I said, we only got like 3 hours left. The day almost done. Well, you show me in the Bible where it says that they got to fast. I pull out the script. I read it to her. Well, that's the Old Testament. Right? So I hit her with, I was like, okay, Mama, you know, it says in the Old Testament that we're supposed to honor our mother and our father, but that's the Old Testament. So I'm not supposed to do that no more, right? Or I don't have to do that no more, right? So when I hit her with that one, she was confounded.
That's right.
And so then she took the argument someplace else. Right? Then she hit me with a low blow. I ain't gonna tell you what she said, but she hit me with a low blow. And that vexed my spirit. And then it was like, And so I allowed Satan to do what Satan wanted to do. It's the Day of Atonement. And instead of atoning, afflicting myself, and, you know, looking for forgiveness, making sure that I'm forgiving brothers and sisters, I'm in the house fighting with my mama. I mean, a bad argument. And I had to repent for that because I said a lot of things that day. And I had to truly repent for it. But what I'm saying is the enemy, Satan, will come at you through those closest to you and get you to go off. right? So we got to watch who we around. You got to watch your spirit. You got to guard your spirit, man. Because we in this world. This world is pure wickedness. In fact, let me get Job 9:24. This world is pure wickedness, and it goes against everything of the Most High.
It's the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So you don't have to be a super spiritually deep to know that everything that we going through right now is evil. To see men turning themselves into women or wanting to call themselves women. To see women wanting to call themselves men. You know, I had put up in the chat, in our chat, the TikTok or YouTube short where the dude walks in and, you know, he's speaking to a woman. And I think I mentioned this last time, but the dude is speaking to a woman. He's like, "Oh, you got the game on." And she like, "Yeah, you know, I like to watch the basketball games." And he's like, "Oh, man, that's what's up. I didn't know you was into that." And she like, "Yeah, my daddy played for the NBA." He's like, "Oh, who's your daddy?" She's like, "Dwayne Wade."
Yeah, I saw that.
So if y'all know who Dwayne Wade is, you know Dwayne Wade don't got no damn daughter. Right? Dwayne Wade got a son. But he with this wicked woman, and it's funny, we was just talking about Ahab and Jezebel. The woman running him. Dwayne Wade is with this wicked woman who done convinced him to allow him to let his son be gay and try to turn himself into a woman. They trying to get a sex change for this boy. How wicked of a world are we living in? And this woman so damn wicked, it don't even make no sense. But man, we done went off. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? And so now that, you know, I started out with Psalms 139, right? Do I not hate them that hate thee, right? And that we have to hate those that hate the Most High. It has to vex us, people who hate the Most High, right? And it's not just these other nations; it's our people too. If you hate them, if you hate the Most High, yo, I can't deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't need you in my space. You know, I'm gonna tell you, look, you need to change your ways. I'm gonna give you the precepts, yo. But if you don't want to walk it out, hey, bro, I'm through with you. You know, you do you, bro. Enjoy this life. You know what I'm saying? So, but now it also does go to the other nations as well too, right? Because these other nations. In fact, let me get the book of Psalms, chapter 83. Because this is a classic. This is a classic, and this is a milk scripture, because it does come down to the other nations too.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 from the top. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Hey, these other nations, they hate the Most High as well too. Don't get it twisted. You got these white evangelicals, you know, talking about they love God. No, you don't.
That's right.
How you think you love God when you done struck God's people?
That's right.
Y'all furthered the affliction. But y'all think that y'all serving and worshiping the Most High. You don't even know how. Right? Go ahead, Adawan.
Khan. Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right? They taken crafty counsel against the Most High's people. Right? And again, when it says and consulted against thy hidden ones. See, a lot of times people are saying like, oh yeah, we the hidden ones because we was tucked off in Africa. And they didn't know who we was. They knew who we were. See, that's another lie. That they didn't know who they were taking. They knew exactly who they were taking. Again, when you look at them old maps, what do you see? You see Kingdom of Judah, right in Negro land.
That's right.
Those Hamite nations, they knew who we were. They wasn't going grabbing other Hamites and giving them to Esau. Them Hamites was like, oh, them over there, them the children of Israel. We gonna get them. And we gonna get them up out of here. We gonna sell them. So no, we wasn't hidden because we was tucked off in Africa, right? Grab me Ezekiel 39. I'm gonna show you the hidden, why we were hidden. Ezekiel 39 and 22.
39 and 2.
22.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 39 and verse 22. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord, their God, from that day and forward.
Come on.
And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies.
Right. So he hid his face from us. That's why we was the hidden ones, because he hid his face from us. He said, and read that again. He hid his gave us up into captivity. Read that one more time for me.
Let me see. Okay. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity.
So the heathen knew it. The heathen knew why we went into captivity. The heathens knew why we had to flee Israel, why we were scattering all over the place. The heathens knew it. Come on, read on.
Because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword.
Right? So that's why we was the hidden ones, man. Because the Most High hid his face for them. That's why, and when you look at the prayer in 2 Chronicles 7 and 14, if you can grab that real quick. When you look at these prayers, right, that we're sending up to the Most High, right? What are we saying?
2 Chronicles what?
2 Chronicles 7 and 14.
Okay. It's the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face
and do
turn
what?
And seek my face.
We have to seek his face. He hid his face from us. So now we have to seek him. We have to repent. We have to humble ourselves. We have to pray. And we have to seek his face. Because he hid it from us. Let's go back to that Psalms 83. Give me let's start at verse 5.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
So they consulted together. Yo, Ham was in line with Esau. Hey, yeah, we'll grab them. We'll sell them to you. Hey, but this is what we want. Hey, you give us this. Hey, yeah, we gonna go grab them. We gonna round them up. What you want? You want girls? Or you want some strong men? Oh yeah, we got that. We got you. Don't worry about it. Or you want some smart ones too? Okay, yeah. We got that. They were, they had consulted with each other. Come on, Adam, finish that off for me.
Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes.
Right. So now it's going into all the nations. There's 10 nations listed here. Right. It's 10 nations in this right here. All these different nations that was confederate against us. That, hey, in the book of Tobit, it said, I think it's Tobit, I might be off, where it said, what nation has not had a hand in their spoil? Mm-hmm. What nation hasn't? Right? And who's right at the top? The tabernacles of Edom.
That's right.
These are the enemies of the Most High. Enemies, if you're an enemy, do you got love for someone? No, lie. So I hate them that hate thee with a perfect hatred. I have a perfect hatred against a nation that has destroyed my people mentally, physically, psychologically, economically. I have a perfect hatred for these people. In fact, let me get Psalms 133 and 5. And I ain't gonna cap. This spirit ain't necessarily on me yet. Salakia, 137 and 7. Salakia. This spirit ain't on me yet, but I read that for me.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 137 and 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Come on.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewards thee.
Salakia. Who is the daughter of Babylon? In the chat, who is the daughter of Babylon? And give me a precept. Give me a precept. All right, I see it, but I want a precept too. Right? Because it said, "O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed." All right? Because we're talking about the perfect hatred. Right? Too many of our people, they love their oppressors. And again, they want to lock arms with the oppressor. They want to grab hands with the oppressor. You got to watch them. And I'm just going to keep it 100. When I was in the street, if I had a homeboy who was cool with people that I was funking with or that I was beefing with, yo, we got issues. How are you cool with somebody that I got beef with? Because, and I told brothers one time, just in our own little personal chat, that I got backdoored back in the day, got set up by a homeboy of mine, a brother who, man, I trusted this brother. And the brother set me up and almost caused me to lose my life. So those, if there's someone that's supposed to be down with you and cool with you, and know, and y'all close and y'all rock, and know that somebody don't like you or saying foul stuff about you, but they still cool with them, yo, hey, I'm not with that. If I'm rocking with you and I know somebody don't like you and is talking bad about you, I'm not gonna deal with that person. I'm not cut like that. So, and all right, getting back to it. So, Lamentations 4:21. I see some good precepts up in here. Revelation 17:5. Right, Mystery Babylon, dealing with the daughter of Babylon. Right, okay. In fact, somebody grab that Lamentations 4:21.
Con, I got it. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, and verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Right. Hey, so the daughter of Babylon is Edom.
That's right.
Right. So let's jump back to that Psalms. That my enemies, your enemies, because you ain't never had a friend like me. I ride with you, so ride with me. Look, about to have me singing Pac up in here.
Which psalm you want?
Psalms 137 and verse 8.
You on mute.
Psalms 137 and verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Come on.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Yo, that's a cold verse right there.
That's right.
See if you ask a Christian how they feel about that verse. Tell them how they pastor exegete that verse. Ask them what that's talking about. Right? It said, hey, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. How have they served us? Fed our babies to gators, hung us from trees, put us between horses and stretched us apart, raped our wives, threw our kids from bridge tops, set us on fire for trying to keep the Sabbath, performing experiments without, what's that, the thing that numbs the pain, anesthesia, performing performing medical operations without anesthesia. Happy shall he be that reward you as you have rewarded us. When you get to get all that back, double. That is the patience of the saints.
That's right.
Right, and I can't wait when the Most High puts that spirit on us.
That's right.
And we get to recompense that tribulation because they furthered the affliction.
That's right.
And that's the thing right there. We pissed off now, but we gonna have the anger of the Lord in us.
Come on,
man.
Come on. You know, Square is because, like I said, this spirit where it says that take thy little ones and dash them on the against the stones. I ain't got that spirit on me. I
I'm
can't
throwing
dash
alley
no
hoops.
baby on the stone.
I'm throwing alley hoops, man.
Huh?
I'm throwing alley hoops. Lord willing.
God, all praises.
All right. So, hey, man, that perfect hatred has to be against these other nations as well too. So Esau, don't think that you're getting off because I said that, hey, we got to have, against our own people who not, in the faith or who don't want to keep laws, this and that. No, that perfect hatred is coming towards you too. You're not getting away from it.
That's right.
You cannot get away from it. You're gonna have to drink the whole cup and the dregs.
That's right.
Right. Let me get Malachi real quick. Malachi chapter 1. And we've been on for a minute, so we go get ready to shut this thing down.
Starting at verse 1.
Khan.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Most High. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau.
Now, real quick, because a Christian to try to say, oh, that word doesn't actually mean hate. He's not saying that he actually hated Esau. He's saying that he just preferred Jacob. That's what a Christian will hit you with, right? He didn't really hate Esau. He just preferred Jacob over him, right? But now this is how you get him, right? Read on.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Come on.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
They are the border of wickedness. They the border of wickedness, man. Come on.
And the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever.
He have what?
Indignation forever. Can't
he has that. Indignation forever against them. What does indignation mean? Come on. In the chat, what does indignation mean? And this is how you get them Christians who want to say that hate it don't mean hate it. This is how you get them. All you gotta do is read. That's all you gotta do is just keep reading. When the Most High said he hated them, that's what he meant. Right? Indignation, it means hate it. He has indignation. He has hate for them forever. Esau, you not? No. No, Esau. The Most High hates you. He called you the border of wickedness. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. That's you, Esau. That's you that done taught every nation on this earth. In fact, you was the first one to send up them nukes. What they say we at on that doomsday clock? We at what? We got like
90 seconds.
Yeah, we like 90 seconds to midnight. Esau, that's because of you. You done destroyed the earth. You done set bombs off. Esau makes bombs and just want to blow things up. Oh, I want to blow this up. Just throwing bombs in the ocean, in the desert. When I was in the military, I was stationed in the high desert. I was stationed up in the Mojave Desert. Oh man, it's Candyland out there for them. You know how many bombs they letting off out there? Just bombing stuff Oh, let's set this up and then let's blow it up. Or let's build this and then let's blow it up. That's all Esau want to do. Is build stuff to blow it up. And yo, I was watching the Dahmer, one of the Dahmer movies, and that white boy was so sick. He goes off into he's walking down the street. He got a bag with a dead cat that was killed on the road. He and some other boys, they see him walking with the bag. They like, hey, Dahmer, what's in the bag? And so he opens up the bag. They look in there like, man, why you carrying a dead cat down the street? He like, oh, I'm finna go put it in acid. I want to see. I like to do things like that. And so they're like, no, you ain't. That's cat. He like, no, you guys can come with me if you want to see. So he takes him to this little shed that he has in the woods, and he got all these bottles of different animals that he done dunked in acid, right? And then he sticks the cat in the acid, and I mean, but that's Esau for you. Who wants to do some sicko? Almost cursed. Who wants to do some sicko stuff like that? Esau, you wicked. I mean, you gonna get what you got coming. But yo, y'all got anything?
Man, you broke it down beautifully, man.
All praises. Adawan, you got anything?
On mute. I was on mute. I was talking. Nah, you brought out a powerful lesson. That was a powerful lesson. Everybody should understand. You know, this Christian kumbaya, that's out the window. He just gave you all the precepts, and it's in the chat. All the precepts showing you how the Most High is going to deal with these other nations, especially Edom. Especially, and bring it out, because it said, Christ says, go into the world and teach all nations, right? Well, we teaching these other nations what's going to happen to them in the end. You see what I'm saying? Right. So don't be afraid. Go out there and tell them this is your lot in this thing.
That's right.
You're gonna be destroyed.
That's right. All praises to the Most High. And with that, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the class. Again, the water, for joining us. Tomorrow we got Thursday Night Live, and then of course we've got our Sabbath morning brew, our Shabbat lesson. It's gonna be a good one. So man, definitely tap into these classes. Yo, if you's a brother, you want to do the work, you don't have nobody that you're congregating with, and you want to congregate with us, or you want to do the work with us, shoot us an email, right, to the AnointedHOS @gmail.com. Shoot us an email if you want to do the work with us, and then let's get to it. You know what I'm talking about? Other than that, we got our calendar up. Y'all can see when we're keeping the feast days. Passover is going to be in Atlanta. Tabernacles is going to be in North Carolina. So brothers, y'all, sisters, y'all got plenty time, to start planning now ahead of time before these days creep up on you. But with that, hey, let's get our verse. Let's get our verse. Ready. Daniel 7:18.
This is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Let me get a precept real quick.
Bring it out, King.
Pretty much sum it all up. Tobit chapter 13 and 12. Curse are all they that hate thee, and blessed shall all be which love thee forever. That pretty much sums it up right there. Plain upon tables.
Plain upon tables. There it is. So again, hey, with that, hey, we are the Anointed House of Saints. Hey, Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin,